Today we're going to be taking a look at the latest mini PC from Minisforum. I really like these guys. They've been doing a lot of cool things. So today we're taking a look at the Venus Series UM690. This thing is a little beast. Obviously not a big beast. It's not on the level of a full-size gaming desktop, but it's respectable for its size and what it's able to do. I mean, I know a lot of people have uses for these smaller machines. Maybe, having the little footprint is enticing for some, just, for people who want a Windows PC to be able to do some basic stuff, not take up as much space. But this machine is far more capable than just some basic streaming or productivity. So I always default to playing games on these types of machines to see what they really can do. And this one did surprise me a bit. For its price point and small form factor, this thing was capable of playing a lot more games decently well than I initially thought. So the UM690, it's offered in a few configurations, but the one we are looking at today has 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 512 gigabyte SSD. The SSD that came stock was fairly respectable with its read and write speeds. Then the UM690 we're looking at here, it is using the AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX CPU with AMD Radeon 680M graphics. The box it came in comes with all the expected cables and a mounting bracket, and also a cable to use a 2.5-inch SSD. If you wish to mount one on the inside of the case, there is a space for that. And the PC is easily upgraded by taking off the rubber feet and removing a few screws. You have access to the RAM and, the M2 slot, that kind of thing. So the airflow on this is also really nice. You got airflow along all the sides, and the fan seems fairly quiet, as I just didn't notice it during my time testing this PC. Now, we also have plenty of input-outputs here. We're able to use dual 4K 60 Hz with 2 HDMI ports that this thing has. There is no basic normal display port, in case you wanted to know. The machine is also able to utilize external GPUs if you have a proper docking station, so that could come in handy for some people. Then we also have a USB 4 Type-C port, a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type-C for data only, and then 4 USB 3.2 Gen 2 ports. So yeah, a lot of ports here to be able to use all your different accessories and whatnot. Now, if you want more information on specs and configurations, I'll have links down below. But for now, I just want to test some games out and share my thoughts. So first up, a couple popular first-person shooter games. I'm not an FPS player, so yes, I suck at this type of game, but I just wanted to see how things like Warzone and Overwatch 2 plays on this system. I've never even played Overwatch before this video because I'm just not into competitive FPS games. Yeah, I suck at them, I get it. But to show you this stuff working, here we are, right? Now, both Overwatch 2 and Warzone played fantastically well with their preset configurations on first boot up. I didn't do any kind of optimizing or settings changes with these two games. Just played them when they installed, and that was it. But to note, I did keep everything for this review at 1080p, but with certain things, you shouldn't have too much an issue going up to 2K gaming, with maybe some less demanding stuff being okay at 4K, but I really think the sweet spot for gaming here with this system is 1080p gaming. But let's get back to it. Warzone, it seemed to keep fairly steady at 60 FPS most of the time, but it would occasionally dip to around 45 or so occasionally for a second or two, but not really extremely noticeable for me. But it is worth pointing out for those people who are really competitive and into this kind of stuff. I was seeing a few dips here and there, but yeah, maybe you can optimize it a little better. But it played great in my opinion. Now, Overwatch, I was getting above 60 FPS at most times. It played great, looked great on this PC. I mean, both games here played fairly smooth in my opinion and looked great, so there's that. Now checking out Forza 5. I allowed this game to optimize itself to what the PC could handle, and the graphics settings were set to mostly medium and a few with low settings, and it still looked really good and played well with maintaining 60 FPS most of the time. It's one of the better experiences playing this game on a mini PC. Since I've started reviewing mini PCs, I keep defaulting to playing this game, and yeah, it played extremely well here. Now, I definitely could see this PC handling quite a bit of current gen games with the right optimizations and settings, But there's always going to be that one game that no matter what will perform like crap because the company that made the game did a horrible job. As an example, Cobra Kai 2 plays like shit on this PC, and it shouldn't, but it does. It appears this game plays poorly no matter what system configuration or console I play it on. So just pointing that out, I just wanted to check this one out because I was like, maybe it'll play okay here. No, it doesn't. It's crap. The game's crap, plays like crap. But whatever, back to some more serious stuff. High on Life. It's a recent release that a lot of people are enjoying, including myself. You can play it via Game Pass on PC or Xbox. And on this PC, the game played okay, but not perfect. Maybe I just haven't found the sweet spot for settings and options, but I did notice the game in some parts played extremely well with mostly medium settings, but then it would start to chug along in other parts. So I lowered everything, put it to low, and the game played a lot better. It may not look as good as it could and not have perfect performance, but I still feel the game is fairly playable on this PC as a single player experience anyway. I mean, it plays all right, but it's not maintaining a steady 60 FPS at all. There'll be the moments, but not throughout the entire game. So finally, I wanted to play a couple fighting games. Street Fighter V here was buttery smooth, and I didn't notice any issues at all. It just played great. Now, moving on to Demon Slayer in Versus mode, I capped the FPS at 30 and didn't have too much of an issue running the game with medium settings. It looked great and played smooth, but I did notice putting it in 60 FPS mode, the game would have moments of slowdown and stutters occasionally, especially during special moves. It would kind of slow down, but it's very much playable in 30 FPS mode in my opinion, and that's probably where you would want to keep it at on this PC. So there you go, just a quick highlight of some gaming on the UM690 for Minisforum. I was pleasantly surprised with its performance. It feels like it has some respectable gaming performance here if you keep your expectations in check, right? Get those proper settings going, maybe even upgrade the RAM. You may have a little bit better of a time with it, but yeah, where I was at with this configuration, it performed better than I expected. It's a nice little 1080p gaming PC. I mean, it would even be a nice little setup for a retro emulation, build, launch box, big box, Hyperspin, Retrobat, Batocera, whatever. There's tons of options out there. Coin ops. Definitely, I could see its uses here for gaming, but that's what we look at, gaming, right? Let me know what you guys think down below. Really do appreciate every single one of y'all watching. Links in the description if you're interested in this one. Catch you on the next one. Bye.